Hello students, welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture we are going to start with unit number 3, that is the information theory, and the topic which we are going to discuss in today's lecture is the introduction to the information theory. Objectives. So this is a course objective of unit number 3. The course outcome of unit number 3 is after successfully completion of the course, students will be able to understand the concept of information theory and design a channel coding scheme for a communication system. The PO which are mapped with unit number 3 are 1, 2, 5, 6. Then PSO 1 and PSO 2 are mapped with unit number 3. Then the contents of today's lecture. First, information theory, entropy, mutual information, channel capacity is the first part. Second part is bandwidth, signal to noise ratio trade-offs, entropy coding, overview of BSC, Huffman coding and Shannon-Fenton code. So this all are the contents of unit number 3. Now in today's lecture we are going to start with the first content. So these all are the learning objectives of today's lecture. First is to study different concepts of information theory, then definition of entropy. Then we are going to solve few numerical based on entropy and the information rate, and finally the definition of joint and conditional entropy. So let's begin. So before starting with the unit, one must know what is the information theory means. So here are the three statements. So just take a time and read these three statements. First is tomorrow sun will rise from the east. Second, the phone will ring in the next 1 hour. And third one is it will be snow in Delhi next winter. Now out of this three statements, these statements are having some format of information. Now how you are going to define which particular statement will be used as an information. Now in the first statement, tomorrow sun will be rise from the east. So the probability of occurrence of this particular event is 100%, and the uncertainty of this particular event is 0 because this is a certain event. Second statement, the phone will ring in the next 1 hour. So the certainty of occurrence is 50-50. The phone will be ring or not will be ring. And the third one is it will be snow in Delhi next winter. So the third statement, the probability of occurrence is 0%. So out of this, the third one contains more information. So this all are our observations. So first one is the degree of uncertainty. So the first one is having low because this is a certain event, may or may not be. So the degree of uncertainty in this case is 50% and the probability of occurrence is also 50-50. And for the third, the degree of uncertainty is very high. And the probability of occurrence means occurrence of snow in Delhi is less. So out of this three statements, the last one is having more information. So rest two are a message. So the message which is having a lower probability of occurrence is said to be an information. So in this way we are differentiating the message from the information. So that's what is information and the message. So the message, the event which is certain and having high probability of occurrence is called as an information. So the example is tomorrow sun will be rise from the east, and message is the event which is uncertain and having low probability of occurrence. So tomorrow it will be snow in Delhi next winter. Then the definition of information. This is a technical definition. Information system which transmits message M1, M2, M3 with a probability of occurrence P1, P2, P3. The amount of information through message MK with probability PK is given as, so the formula for information is IK is equals to log to the base to 1 upon PK, where PK stands for the probability. Now the unit for information is a bit. Properties of information. First property is if there are more uncertainty about the information carried is also more. If receiver knows the message being transmitted, the amount of information carried is 0. See, if the transmitter already know what it is going to receive, then it doesn't contain any information. Therefore, the information carried is said to be 0. If I1 is the information carried by message M1, I2 is the information carried by M2. Now the total amount of information combined due to message 1 and message 2 is I1 plus I2. If M is equals to 2 raised to K equally likely messages, means we are having M messages which are equally likely, then the amount of information carried by each message will be N bits. First example, now we are going to solve some example based on information theory. Calculate the amount of information if probability of occurrence is equals to 1/4. So what is the formula? The formula for finding information is I of k is equals to log to the base to 1 upon pk. Now put all the value of probability in the formula. So by putting this, we are getting this pk is replaced by 1 by 4. Now here one thing is very important. We are taking log to the base 2. So how to take log to the base 2? That is a log 10 divided by log 2. Then what is the information? Log to the base 10, 1 by 4 divided by log 2, it comes out to be 2 bits. So 2 bit is the information carried if your probability of occurrence is 1 by 4. Second example, calculate the amount of information if binary bits occur with a likelihood in binary PCM. Now here what they have given us the system is a PCM system with a binary digits. Binary digits means we are having only two levels, either 1 or 0. So probability of, we are having only 2 levels, so the probability of occurrence of each level goes to be 1 by 2, that is a 50%. So the P1 is for 0 level, P2 is for 1 level, so the probability of occurrence is 1 by 2. Now formula is I of k is equals to log to the base to 1 by pk. Now first one is the information carried by level 0. So ik and the probability is 1 by 2. So ik is equals to log to the base 10 1 by p1 log to the base 2. So here p1 is 1 by 2. We put the formula and the information carried comes out to be 1 bit. And similarly we are repeating for the second condition, that is for level 1. Again for level 1 the probability of occurrence is half. We replace this 1 by 2 by half. So what we are having, the probability of occurrence comes out to be 1. Example 3. If there are m equally likely and independent messages, then prove that the amount of information carried by each message will be I is equals to n bit, where m is equals to 2 raised to n and n is equals to n is an integer. Since all messages are equally likely and independent, probability of occurrence of each message will be 1 by m. So we are having m messages which are equally likely. So therefore as each messages are equal, the probability of each occurrence of each message comes out to be 1 by m. Now the formula I of k is equals to log to the base to 1 by pk. Now here the probability of each message is 1 by m. Putting the value in the above equation, what we get, I of k is equals to log to the base to m. Also m is equals to 2 raised to n, which is given. So we put the value. So log 2, here m is replaced by 2 raised to n. Again we know one identity of log, that is log of a raised to n is equals to n log a. So we are applying the same. So for that, after solving this, what we come to know, ki n log to the base to 2. Then we are finding the log 2. So log 2 divided by log 2 comes out to be 1, and the probability and the information carried is equals to n bits. Next point is entropy. Entropy is a measure of uncertainty of a random variable. The entropy h of a discrete random variable x is a measure of the amount of uncertainty associated with the value of x. For quantitative representation of average information per symbol, we make following assumption. The source is stationary so that the probability may remain constant with time. The successive symbols are statistically independent and come from the source at an average rate of r symbols per second, and the quantity h of x is called as the entropy of a source x. It is a measure of the average information content per symbol source. The source entropy h of x can be considered as an average amount of uncertainty within the source x that is resolved by the use of the alphabets, and the formula for entropy comes out to be, it's a summation of k is equals to 1 by m pk log to the base to 1 upon pk. So this is the formula of finding the entropy. Entropy is nothing but the average amount of information transferred. Properties of entropy. First property is, this is our entropy. So entropy value is greater than 0 and it is less than log to the base to m, where m is the number of symbols of the alphabets of source x. When all the events are equally likely, the average uncertainty must have the largest value, that is log 2 raised to m is less than equals to h of x. H of x is equals to 0, that is entropy is equals to 0 if all the probability of xi are 0 except for the one symbol with the p is equals to 1. First example, calculate entropy when pk is equals to 0 and when pk is equals to 1. Solution. So the formula for finding entropy is h of x is equals to summation of k is equals to 1m pk log to the base 2 upon 1 by pk. Now putting for pk is equals to 0, instead of putting probability as a 0, directly it is considered as a limit case. Why? Because 1 by 0 comes out to be infinite. Therefore, we are not putting the value of pk as infinite as 0. We are considering it as a limiting case. So by limiting case, here we replaced it is a limiting case. Therefore, summation of k is equals to 1 to m is a limit of pk tends to 0, pk log to the base 2 1 upon pk. Now putting the value of pk is equals to 0, your entropy comes out to be 0. Second condition, if your probability of occurrence is equals to 1. So here this pk is replaced by 1. So 1 log to the base to 1 by 1. So we are having 1, log of 1 comes out to be 0. So the probability of occurrence or the entropy in this case is also equals to 0. Next point is information rate. The information rate is represented by R and it is given as information rate is equals to R is equals to small r upon h. So what is this small r? Now the capital R, h is the entropy or the average information carried, and r, small r, is the rate at which the message are generated. So R is given by the formula R is equals to R in message per second, this is a message in per second, into H, that is the information or entropy, its unit is information bits per message. So the unit for information rate R comes out to be information carried per second. First example, the voice frequency modulated signal of a PCM is quantized with in 16 level with the following probability. So here we are having a PCM signal with a 16 level, and for each level the probabilities are given. So the probability of level 1, 2, 3, 4 is 0.1, probability of level 5, 6, 7, 8 is 0.05, probability of 9, 10, 11, 12 is 0.07, and for 13, 14, 15, 16 it is 0.025. Now calculate the entropy and the information rate. Assume that Fm is equals to 3 kilohertz. Solution. The first step is we have to obtain the entropy. Second step is obtain the symbol rate, that is small r, and then obtain the information rate, that is a multiplication of output of step 2 and step 1. So let's begin. So first is obtain the entropy. So for obtaining the entropy, we have written all the probabilities given to us. So these all are the probabilities. Then the formula for entropy is summation of k is equals to 1 to 16 pk log to the base to 1 upon pk. So 1 to 16 is nothing but the value of m. So here the m is equals to 16, therefore the range is from 1 to 16. So we have to take summation keeping or putting all the values of k starting from 1 to 16. So this is what it comes to be. So what I have done in this case, instead of writing the values for 16 times, I have just clubbed the values. So for first 4 values, the probability is 0.1, therefore I have written here 0.1 and 0.1, and as this value is present for 4 times, I have multiplied the given value by 4. So similarly, I have repeat for the second set. For second set, we are having a 4 values with a probability of 0.05. So here we are having 0.05, which is multiplied by 4. For third set, it is 0.075. This is a probability multiplied by 4, and for last case it is 0.025 multiplied by 4. So your entropy comes out to be 3.846 bits per symbol. So once the entropy is done, we go for second, that is the obtaining the symbol rate, that is a small r. So what is given? Fm is equals to 3 kilohertz. Hence minimum sampling rate will be given as Fs is equals to twice Fm, that is 2 into 3 is equals to 6,000 or 6 kilohertz. So this 6 kilohertz is nothing but our symbol rate. So it comes out to be 6,000 symbols per second. The last one is obtain rate of information. So the formula for rate of information is small r by h. We just multiply the value which we get from step 2 and step 3. And after that, my information rate comes out to be 23076 bits per second. So in this way, we find out the information rate. In the similar way, we have taken the second example. A continuous signal is band limited to 5 kilohertz. The signal is quantized level, is having a quantized level of a PCM system with a probability. So here they have given us a probability as 0.25, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, 0.05, 0.05 and 0.05. Calculate the information rate. So the solution. So first step is obtain the entropy H, then the symbol rate, and third one is the obtain the rate of information. So let's begin. So here the obtaining the entropy, the formula H is given by summation of K is equals to 1 to 8 pk log to the base 2 by 1 by pk. So the value of K is ranging from 1 to 8, and we have to put each and every value. Again in this case my third and fourth value are same, and fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth values are same. So I just club them and multiply by the respective multiplier. So from that what we am getting, first is 0.25, keep it as it is, log to 1 upon 0.25 plus 0.2 log to the base 2 1 divided by 0.2, 2 into 0.1 log to the base 2 1 upon 0.1 is a formula. Here I have multiplied it by 2 because we are having a 2 values of probability. Then for the last condition, as we are having a 4 values, so we just multiply it by that particular value. So what is my information rate? The entropy comes out to be 2.7414 bits per symbol. Second one is obtaining the symbol rate R. So given Fm is equals to 5 kilohertz, hence minimum sampling rate is given by, this is from the sampling formula, that is Fs is equals to twice Fm. So we multiply it by 5, it comes out to be 10 kilohertz, that is the 10,000 symbols per second. And for information rate we just put in the values. So my information rates comes out to be small r into h. We just put the values and take multiplication, and the final information rate is 27414 bits per second. Next is conditional and the joint entropies. So using the input probabilities Px1, output probabilities Pj1. So here Px1 is the probability of input signal and Pyj is the probability of a output signal. So the transition probabilities comes out to be P, that is a division of output probability to the input probability, that is Pyj divided by Xi, and the joint probability is given by Pxi by Yj. So transition probability is a division and the joint probability is a multiplication. So the various entropy functions for the channel with m inputs and n outputs are defined as, so this is your first probability, which is your h of x, that's the entropy of considering only x. So x is given by summation of I is equals to -1 to m pxi log to the base 2 pxi. The probability of y is given by py1 log to the base 2 pyj. Now this is your transitional probabilities, that is the probability of x by y. So considering x by y, the value or the formula for finding probability is summation for n range, summation of for y range, xi comma yj log to the base 2. Here xi divided by yj is important because we are finding out the entropy for x by y. Similarly for y by x, here it is replaced by y by x only. And then for joint probability, the formula is, here the limitations for, here the summation for n, summation for m, probability of xi comma yj log to the base 2 xi by yj. Now h of x is the average uncertainty of the channel input and h of y is the average uncertainty of the channel output. The conditional entropy h of x by y is a measure of the average uncertainty remaining about the channel input after the channel output has been observed, that is hx by y is called as the equivocational of x with respect to y. And the conditional entropy h of x is the average uncertainty of a channel output given x was transmitted. So this is very important. Hx by y is what? It is the entropy considering we are transferring y, and the entropy y by x is the average uncertainty of a channel output given that x was transmitted. The joint entropy h of x by y is the average uncertainty of a communication channel as a whole. Few useful relation among the above various entropies are given below. The first one is hx by y, this is a joint entropy, is given as hx by y plus h of x. Second one is hx by y is equals to hy by x plus h of x. Second one is for the joint entropy. The joint entropy is also given as the individual entropy of x plus the individual entropy of a y. And the conditional entropy, that is h of x by y, is written as the joint entropy h x by y xy minus h of y, where x and y are the statistically independent terms. The conditional entropy or the conditional uncertainty of x given random variable x, also called as the equivocational of x and about y, is the average conditional entropy over y, and the joint entropy of a two discrete random variable x and y is merely the entropy of their pairing x and y. That implies that if x and y are independent, then their joint entropy is the sum of their individual entropies, that we have seen in the last slide only. Last one is a mutual information. The mutual information measures the amount of information that can be obtained about one random variable by observing other. It is important in communication where it can be used to maximize the amount of information shared between the sent and received signal. The mutual information is denoted by Ix of y. So this Ix of y is a representation of a mutual information of a channel, and it is defined as Ixy is given by h of x minus h x by y bits per symbol. So this is the entropy of x signal, and this is a joint entropy. Since x represents the uncertainty about the channel input before the channel output is observed, and h of x represents the uncertainty about the channel input after the channel output is observed. The mutual information I represents the uncertainty about the channel input that is resolved by observing the channel's output. Properties of mutual information. So these are very important properties. First one is the mutual information is symmetrical. That is, the mutual information of x by y is also equals to y by x. The mutual information is always positive. The mutual information is expressed in terms of entropy of channel input or the output and the conditional entropy. This is the relation, and the mutual information is related to joint entropy as follow. So the relation is mutual information is given as addition of the entropy of x, entropy of y minus joint entropy of x by y. Thank you for listening to my video. Thank you so much.